Hi everybody, it's Miss Caitlin with Plant the Seed. Today I'm here to bring you more take-home kit videos from Plant the Seed for 3rd grade. And today I actually join you from my house since it's snowy and it's cold outside and we don't have school. We're going to be doing all of our videos here today instead. So I'm really excited to share with you this month, for the month of February, our theme is birds in the garden. And so in this kit we're going to be doing lots of different things to learn about birds and to even help our birds that live in our garden during the winter. We're going to make a bird feeder. We are going to actually make seed paper. And so we'll learn how to make seed paper from recycled paper. And then we're even going to go and look and watch for birds outside and in our gardens. And you'll see I have a couple of dogs here with me too. So if you see them pop in and out of our videos, they're just here helping us with our take-home kit videos. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to make a bird feeder. So go ahead and grab out your popsicle sticks from in your bag. You'll see that they're different colors. And then you'll need glue. You'll need some sort of glue. I have a hot glue gun here. Regular Elmer's glue will work as well. It'll just take a little bit longer to dry. You can also use wood glue as well if you've ever heard of that or if you have that. And go ahead and also grab out the bird seed because we'll need to fill our bird feeder after we've made it. So as you'll see, I just kind of separated out all of my different colors of popsicle sticks here. And the first thing we're going to do for our popsicle stick bird feeder is we're going to make a base. And so you can choose the colors you want to do for this. I'm going to try to do a rainbow pattern, which I'm really excited about. But the first thing we'll have to do is we'll have to make the base for our bird feeder. So you'll need to grab 6 popsicle sticks. Like I said, you can grab whatever colors you want. I'm just going to make sure I have 1, 2, 3, there are my 4, 5, and 6. And so what we're going to do is we're actually going to put some garland stuck, some little dots of glue here on the sides of our popsicle sticks. If you're using a hot glue gun, just be careful if you're doing this step. Have a parent or guardian help you, just because hot glue can be a little hot. And so here's this. I'm going to attach these two together just like this so we can make the base of the bird feeder. And then I'm going to go ahead and do this for the next one. Like I said, any type of glue kind of work for this. Hot glue is just a little bit easier. But now I glued them to my table. I'm just going to once again attach them together. And hot glue is really nice because it dries immediately. If you have something like white Elmer's glue that comes in the bottle, you'll need to kind of just set it down after you've glued it and just let it dry for a little bit. Do some more glue. Put these together. Just trying to line these up the best I can. It's okay if it's not perfect. I have hot glue everywhere. There we go. There's that. And we just have one more to do our 6 popsicle stick base. Perfect. So I'm just going to let this dry for a second. And while we're letting this dry, you can go ahead and start to map out what different colors you want to use on different layers. Because altogether, we're going to have 7 layers of popsicle sticks that we're going to use to build our bird feeder. And so I said I was going to do the rainbow, so I'm going to go ahead and you'll need 4 popsicle sticks per layer. So it'll kind of, I'm just going to show you what it's going to look like while these are drying. But you'll be putting them down like this, just kind of making a square shape. And so we're going to make 7 layers of these to form our bird feeder. So let me check to make sure this is dry. So like I said, you want to make sure yours is dry first. Some extra hot glue. And I'm going to start with red. So what I'm going to do And then this will also help secure your base as well. You're just going to take and you're going to put a couple little dots of glue right here on the longest ends of your bird feeder. Then you're just going to take this and put it down, and you're going to secure it in place. And then take another one at the other end. You're going to put this in place as well. And then before we make our square, what we're going to do is we're actually going to put in a perch for our birds. And so a perch is where the bird will sit while it eats all of the wonderful food we're going to put out for it. So what you're going to do is you're going to choose one of these ends we just laid a popsicle stick down on, and you're just going to choose, I want my perch to be about half the popsicle stick. So you're just going to put, once again, another dot of glue right there, and then secure your perch. And then while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and add my sides of my bird feeder. So there's one, and then here's the other side. All right, so you see that I went ahead and I made that first square with y'all, and then I continued to do that for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels. And like I said, I was just making that simple square and then gluing down all of the edges. And I'm gonna do one more with y'all. So we're gonna make our dots. I'm gonna go the opposite way that I did on the last one. Then we're gonna do 2 here. Just making that square shape again. Then one more. So this will be my 7th layer of popsicle sticks. Isn't this look so cool though? Look at all of these colors. You can see the rainbow, the Roy G. Biv. I think this looks so cool. I'm so excited to hang this up outside. And then this is the time though, if you're using regular Elmer's glue, you want to go ahead and let it dry, because what we're going to do next is we're going to be go ahead and pull the twine out of your bag. And what we're going to do now is we're going to make the holders for our bird feeder so we can actually hang it up in a tree outside. So what you're going to do is you're going to go on here and you're going to go down to your second square of popsicle sticks. So you're just going to take your twine and you're just going to loop it right through that second row. It might be a little bit tricky at first, but just go ahead and get it through that second row of popsicle sticks. That way there's not too much weight put on that first row. It might be easier if you put some tape around the end of the twine first. That way it just slides right in there. So what you're going to do is just slide that through, and then you're going to take it through the top, and you're going to make a knot at the top to keep your twine in place. So I'm going to pull that tight and then go through, do it one more time to make a secure knot. And there's one side. We're actually going to do this on every side. That's why you have 4 pieces of string in your bag, because we're going to do this on every side of our bird feeder. So the weight of the bird seed isn't just held up in one place. It can be held up on all 4 sides of our bird feeder. So there's the second one. And I'm just kind of pulling it over so it's next to my corner where my popsicle sticks are all glued together. So we're going to do another knot here. I'm going to just pull that as tight as possible. Here. Then we have one more. So once again, just go into that second row of popsicle sticks, sliding it through, and then tying a knot at the top. So if you don't like the way your strings look, you can go ahead and you can trim the ends of the strings right here on this side. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave mine though. And then what we're gonna do though, so we have something to hang it from in the tree, is we're gonna take all 4 of our strings together, and we're gonna take it, and you're just gonna take all 4 of them like this, and you're gonna wrap it around and make a circle. And then you're just gonna go through like this, and you're gonna form a little knot. So all 4 of these are together. And then you're just gonna hang it from the very top like this in a tree branch. But before that, we need to take our bird seed, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna fill up our bird feeder. And it's okay if all of it doesn't fit, all the bird seed in your kit doesn't fit, because then you just have more to feed the birds later. So you just go outside and find a tree branch and hang this up and watch as the birds come and they eat your bird seed. All right, so I'm outside with my filled bird feeder, and I have this tree right here in my front yard that I'm going to take my bird feeder and I'm gonna put it, so I have some other bird feeders here too. I'm gonna put this one right down here so the birds can come and eat their food. Hi everybody, we are now in my kitchen because we're going to learn how we make paper. And specifically, we're going to be making paper from recycled paper. So that's any other paper, scrap paper that you have, newspaper that you have, even construction paper works. Anything that doesn't have like a glossy finish to it, that feels kind of slick in your hand, will work to make recycled paper. So right now I have a blender, and I already have my torn up pieces of just newspaper in here and water. And so in your kits, we're already going to have done this step for you. We're going to already have made the paper pulp, so then you just get to roll it out and do some other fun things with it, and you don't need to go through this blending process. So in your bag, you already have the paper pulp, but I'm going to show you how we make the paper pulp. And like I said, there's just newspaper in here right now. There's water that covers the top of it. And I've actually already let this sit for 5 minutes, so the water can be absorbed into the newspaper. So now we're going to get to the fun step. We are going to blend it. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I have my blender here. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. Oh, and there it goes. So I'm going to keep doing this, keep blending it like this until it forms a paste. So you see right now it's still kind of chunky, so we're going to do this for a few minutes until it starts to come together to form our paper paste, our paper pulp. You can see that the paper is really coming together now. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your paper pulp and you're going to take out the sheets of parchment paper from your bag along with your seeds as well. You're going to have a couple tablespoons of seeds, some more than I have. That's what I have right now. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a blob of the paper pulp and you're going to put it down on your piece of parchment paper. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take another piece of parchment paper and we're going to press this down. If you have a rolling pin, that would be great for this step, but you can see it also works really well with your hands. Just roll up your sleeves and get ready to do some smushing. It actually feels really cool to do this. So you just want to make a thin sheet. So just not a lot. You want to make it as even as possible. You can see the water already coming out of there. And let's see what happens. So if your piece of paper looks like this, that's totally okay. Because what you're going to do is you're going to take some more of this pulp and you're going to fill in any of those blank spaces that you see. So you can see down here, you need to kind of fill it in, over here. So anywhere you see that looks kind of thin or there's an empty spot, you can go ahead and fill that in. So I'm just going to do that. And then it helps if you have like a little cloth nearby so you can dry off your hand. Then once again, I'm just going to kind of press this down, make it a little bit more flat. And there you go. That already looks a lot better. And then you're going to take a cloth. If you don't, just take a cloth you don't mind getting dirty, because as you can see, there's still a lot of water in this from the water we used to mix the paper together. And so you're going to take a cloth, or you can take like paper napkins, you can take paper towels, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna put this over it and you're gonna press down. Do you see all that water already coming out right now? This is all of the excess water that we added. So we just wanna get it as dry as possible. It might take a couple of times of doing this. You just wanna try to absorb as much of that water as possible. But you can see this already is looking a lot more dry. So I'm actually gonna grab one more cloth. And the great thing about this is you can just toss it in the washing machine after and it'll be as good as new. I'm gonna do one more. You can already see there's a lot less water coming through this time. We wanna try and get our paper as dry as possible to speed up the drying time. Here we go. There's another one. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to take your seeds and you're going to sprinkle them on top of the paper. So these are Cosmo seeds that I have. In your bag, you're going to have like a wildflower mix of seeds. And so all sorts of beautiful flowers will grow from that. But see, you don't want to leave just your seeds sitting on top. So you're just going to give these a little pat. Just pat them down so they can dry. And then this process is called, we're making seed paper right now. So the really cool thing about this seed paper is whenever it dries and it gets a little bit warmer outside, you can actually take this and you can plant it and then you can make seeds. So what we're gonna do with this now is this is good to go. We're gonna set this aside in a place that it'll be undisturbed for about a day to 2 days, just depending on how wet your piece of paper is, and then we'll come back and we'll look at what the finished product is. So I will see you tomorrow or the next day so we can check on this to see what it looks like. All right, so I just wanted to show you what my final seed paper looks like. It's all dry now, and you can see whenever I lift it up, lifts up like a sheet of paper. And then you also can see that some of my seeds are falling off. A better idea might be to take the seeds and mix them into the paper pulp next time, but this will still work well, and we can still take this outside and plant it whenever it gets warmer. You can even take this and cut different shapes, cut hearts or birds or squares or rectangles, whatever you want. But now you have a sheet of paper that you've made from recycled paper. Hi everybody, it is Miss Caitlin, and today we are going to be doing our take-home kit video all about bird identification. And so inside of your bags you have a bird identification sheet which talks about different birds that are commonly seen in Nashville during the winter. And then you also have a journal and you have a pencil. And so what we're going to do with that is we're going to take that sheet outside along with our journal and our pencil, and we're going to look for some of those different birds on that sheet and see if we can find them outside. And then we're going to journal about them and write about them, what their sound sounds like, what they look like, draw pictures, and just journal all about the different birds we see outside here in the winter. So I'm outside and I have my journal and I have my pencil, and I also have my bird identification sheet. So you'll need all of those things out of your kit because we're about to try and see if we can find some birds. And so remember, whenever you're outside and you're trying to find birds, you need to be really quiet so you can hear them. And you also don't want to be loud either because that will scare them off. And so you want to be as quiet as you can, and you can walk outside around your yard, or you can go to a nearby park or even take a walk and see what you're able to find. Birds love to live in underneath our roofs. They love to live inside of our sheds. They love to live in trees and make nests in trees and down in the ground. So you need to make sure your eyes are wide open and you're looking for birds everywhere. So I'm going to turn you around and I am going to show you a couple birds that I'm seeing right now in my backyard. So I'm outside watching for birds, and I just found my first bird here on my fence. Oh, just flew away, but that's a chickadee right there. Chickadee-dee-dee. Right over there is our chickadee. So pretty. So we're in our backyard, and if you look towards the top part of this video, you'll see there's a little bird flying around. And I know you can't see it very well in the video, but its chest is orange, and it's up there in the tree, just kind of hanging out. But the orange chest, looking at my sheet, that means that it's a robin. So I have a robin up there in the tree in my backyard. I'm going to try to be quiet so I don't scare it away. All right, so I just journaled about the robin that I saw, and I wrote about the orange chest, and then I drew a little picture. My pictures aren't the best, but just so I can remember kind of what it looked like to me. And now I'm going to walk to my front yard, though, and see if there's anything up here. See if there's any more birds that we can see. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it sounds like...
Oh, I'm not sure what kind of bird that is, but that's such a pretty noise. Whenever you're quiet and you're careful where you're walking, you can hear a lot of different sounds and different birds that are outside. So it looks like I was only able to see 2 different birds today, the robin and the chickadee, but I'm gonna continue to come outside with my notebook, just like you should with your pencil, and journal about different birds that you see and have your bird identification sheet with you. So whenever you hear something or see something, you're able to try and ID what it is. All right, thank you all so much. See you in the next video.